Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to make a crochet washcloth using the crunch stitch. In the original pattern, I used Lily Sugar and Cream in Coral Sea Ombre. For this example, I'm using with an H hook. This example, I'm using Coral Rose and an H hook. The crunch stitch is an easy stitch, alternating slip stitch with half double crochet. You need an odd number for the pattern. For the washcloth, I used 41. So I'm going to chain 41. Okay, I'm going to keep going and then I'll be back. Okay, now that I have 41, or any odd number would work, I am going to slip stitch in the third chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, slip stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through a loop, and then pull through the loop on your hook. Then 1 half double crochet, so yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and insert through all 3 loops. And then you're just going to alternate slip stitch, half double crochet, slip stitch, half double crochet until you get to the end of the row where you're going to end with a slip stitch. And I will repeat until the end. Okay, so we're back at the end, close to the end, and slip stitch, then a half double crochet, and then your last stitch, like I said, is going to be a slip stitch. So you slip stitch, then you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. So this chain 2 counts as your first stitch, and you're going to slip stitch in the next stitch, which is the half double crochet from the row below. So it's going to alternate. Every time there's a half double, you're going to do a slip stitch, and every time there's a slip stitch, you're going to do a half double crochet stitch. And then you're going to just repeat this across. And this is you're going to repeat row 2 for the rest of the pattern until you have the length you want, or I like to make my washcloth square. And you just keep repeating, and then I'll show you at the end where you put your last stitch. Okay, so when you get to the end, you have what looks to be like 1 stitch left, but you have this and then the chain. So you do slip stitch followed by a half double crochet, and then in the where you chained, that's where your last slip stitch goes. 1 slip stitch, and then you chain 2 and turn. And then you'll just keep repeating row 2 until you have the height you want, or a square. You can find this pattern and the ear warmer on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thank you for watching. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do the half double herringbone crochet stitch. This is an easy stitch that's a variation of the half double crochet. I'm going to be using an H 5mm crochet hook and Lion Brand 24/7 cotton yarn in navy. For the herringbone half double crochet stitch, you can use any number of stitches you want, so I'm going to crochet 20. Okay, so I have my 20. I'm going to herringbone half double crochet in the third chain from the stitch. So 1, 2, 3. So I yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up. One loop, pull through a second loop, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 loops on the hook. So let's do that again. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up 1 loop, pull through a second loop, yarn over, and go through the last 2 loops. And at first it seems a little bit awkward if you've been doing the half double crochet, the regular one, but it will get easier. It gives a slight slant to the stitch, and one row goes one direction and the other row goes the opposite, which gives it its name, the herringbone stitch. And I also have a tutorial about how to do the double crochet herringbone stitch. I have several patterns. You can do a simple washcloth, scarf, I think there's a blanket, and then I have some other blankets that are a combination of several of my favorite stitches. We're just going to go to the end of the row. Two more stitches. Okay, when we get to the end of the row, you chain 2. In some patterns, they chain 1 because it gives it kind of a short, more of a slant, but I like to chain 2. And this will count as your first stitch, but in some patterns it doesn't. You just have to read the directions. So same thing. I'm going to continue the same as before. Now you can see what the start of the pattern has the kind of slant. These kind of go this way, and this one kind of goes this direction. Okay, pause it, and we can continue to the end of the row. Okay, and this is the end of row 2. And then you would chain 2, turn, and repeat. And you can see how this row kind of slants this way, and then this is the texture of the row before. You can see, I will link in the description below some of my patterns, like I said, for a dishcloth and blanket, maybe a scarf. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to make a dishcloth using the lemon peel stitch. I'm using an H 5mm crochet hook and Coral Seas ombre cotton yarn from Lily Sugar and Cream. Okay, for the dishcloth, you need an odd number. I chose 31, so we're going to chain 31. I'll show you when we get to the end. Okay, now that we have 31, this makes a 9-inch square. You are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So here's first, second. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. So there's your single crochet, and you're going to follow it by a double. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And this is your pattern: single crochet, double crochet. So the next we do a single followed by a double, single, double. Okay, so your pattern should start to look like this: single, double, and you keep repeating your single, double into the end of the row. I'll meet you there. Okay, so when you reach the end of your row and you have 2 stitches left, it just continues with a single and a double. So single, double to finish your row. Then you are going to chain 1 and turn your work. Okay, so this is what your pattern should look like. Here's your chain 1. This is going to count as your first single crochet, and then you're going to follow it with single, double. So next is our double crochet, followed by a single crochet. And it's easy to find your place because the single crochet always goes on the double, and the double always goes on the single crochet. And you just keep repeating. Single, double, okay, so this is what it should start to look like. I'm going to continue to the end of the row and meet you there. Okay, so this is what your work looks like. And then we're on the last 2 stitches. It's just a single and a double crochet. Then you chain 1. And you repeat the second row until you have the length that you need, which in this case, to get a square for me, it was 26 rows. Then you cut your yarn, knot it, and weave in your ends. You can find the written pattern for this at A More Crafty Life in a free PDF, plus more dishcloth patterns. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do an even moss stitch dishcloth left-handed. I'm using an H or a 5mm crochet hook and Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn in swimming pool. For the even moss stitch pattern, you need an even number for the chain. For this pattern, for the dishcloth, I chained 34. You can pause that and get to your 34. Okay, when you have your 34 or an even number, you are going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, and you're going to do a slip stitch. You just insert hook, pull up a loop, and pull through the loop, followed by a half double crochet. And that's the repeat. 1 slip stitch, followed by 1 half double crochet. You're going to do that for the entire row, ending with a slip stitch. So slip stitch, half double crochet, this pattern makes a dense pattern. It's easy to do, but it doesn't go very fast because you have slip stitches. You're going to put, for the next row, you're going to put a slip stitch on top of a slip stitch and a half double crochet on top of a half double crochet. It's a 1 row repeat. It works well for things that you don't want to have holes in it. It would make cozy blankets, hats, scarves, ear warmers. Okay, you can pause and finish the end of the row. Okay, when you get to the end of the row, your work should look like this. Then you're going to end with 1 slip stitch in the last stitch, followed by a chain 1. Turn your work, and you're going to slip stitch in the first stitch, followed by a half double crochet. And then that's what you're going to do. You're going to alternate. You're going to put a slip stitch on top of the slip stitch from the row below, and a half double crochet on top of the half double crochet from the row below. This is really similar if you've ever done the crunch stitch. And you're just going to repeat this. And this is the repeat of your pattern. Slip stitch followed by a half double crochet. And then you are going to end the row with a slip stitch. And repeat. So this is how it looks for right now. And the pattern shows up actually on the opposite side. So you can pause now and we'll finish the row and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so the last stitch will be a slip stitch in the chain, from the chain of the row below. Maybe. Then you chain 1, and this is what your work would look like. And then from here on, you just repeat the same thing. A slip stitch in the first stitch, half double crochet in the next. And for the dishcloth, I did 40 rows or until it got square. You can find this pattern on my blog, A More Crafty Life, with lots of other stitch patterns, blankets, scarves, and more. I'll link I'll link it in the description below. Thanks for watching. Let's get started. For this pattern, you need 8, a multiple of 8 plus 2. So I'm doing 34. So you want to chain 34. I'll meet you at the end when you've gotten 34. Now that we have a chain of 34, you're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, you're going to do 1 single crochet. You're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the chains until you reach the end of the row. And just continue with 1 single crochet in each of the chains, and I will meet you at the end of the row. So far you should have a row of single crochet. I reached the end, and then we're going to, for row 2, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, then we're going to slip stitch in the first stitch. So 1 slip stitch, 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 triple crochet, now that you've reached the end of the row, you should have 1 row of single crochet. You are going to chain 1, turn your work, and then you're going to slip stitch in the first stitch where you just did the chain 1. Then 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 triple crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 single crochet, and 1 slip stitch. And you'll see how it goes up, slip stitch, single, half double, double, triple in the middle, then a double, half double, single, and then you start your repeat over with a slip stitch. Single crochet, half double, double crochet, triple crochet, and then you go back down. 1 double, 1 half double, 1 single. So it's going to look like this. It's going to go up and down. And then you start your repeat again. 1 slip stitch, 1 single crochet, 1 half double, 1 double crochet, 1 triple crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 single. So that's the repeat. 1 slip stitch, 1 slip stitch, 1 single, 1 half double, 1 double, 1 triple, 1 double, 1 half double, 1 single. And you repeat this until you get to the end of the row. So there's a single, 1 slip stitch, 1 single, 1 half double, 1 double crochet, 1 triple, 1 double crochet, 1 half double, 1 single, and the last stitch for the row is a slip stitch. And that is what row 2 should look like. I changed to teal so you can see this row. You're going to chain 1 and you're going to do 1 slip stitch in each stitch across. So each stitch gets 1 slip stitch. After you've done several rows of this pattern, it's pretty easy. You can remember it for the order. There's always 1 row of slip stitch in between the rows. It doesn't go real fast because of that, but it's not complicated and it has a neat texture. So you just keep going with 1 slip stitch. So it should look like this. See there? And I will meet you at the end of the row. Okay, now that we're at the end of the row, it should look like this, and I'm gonna switch back to the coral color. Now working on row 4, you're going to chain 3, and it should look, the other side looks like this, and you are going to work in the previous row. So not here in this row with the teal, but the row with the coral from the row before. And you are going to do 1 triple in the same stitch as the chain. So where you've used a short stitch here, now you're going to use the opposite tall stitch. So then there's 1 triple, 1 double, 1 half double, 1 single, 1 slip stitch. So far it will look like this. Then 1 single, 1 half double, 1 double, and that is the repeat for this row, for row 4. So then you do 1 triple, 1 double, 1 half double, 1 single, 1 slip stitch. And then you're going to go back up, 1 single, 1 half double, 1 double, and that finishes this side of the pattern. So up and down, then the repeat is going to start over, 1 triple, 1 double, 1 half double, 1 single, 1 slip stitch, and then back up, 1 single, 1 half double, 1 double. And that finishes the repeat. So it should look like this, and then this is what it looks like on the other side. Okay, and then you continue starting with a triple, double, half double, single, slip stitch, then single, half double, double, and then the last stitch of the row is a triple. And your row should look like that. And I'm going to change back for the 5th row, which is a repeat of the 3rd row, which is just a row of slip stitches. Like we did with row 3, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work, and then we're going to do 1 row of slip stitch. 1 slip stitch in each stitch. And the row of slip stitch is the row that you're going to repeat between each one of the other up and down wave rows. Okay, and keep continuing. So far it should look like this on this side, and you also have this pattern on the opposite. And I'll meet you at the end of the row, 1 slip stitch in each stitch. Once you've got to the end of the row and done your last stitch, slip stitch in the last stitch of the row, you're going, this is row 5, and you're going to repeat row 2 through row 5 until you have the length that you want. Or for the dishcloth, I did 32 rows. You can find the written version of this pattern plus hundreds of other free ones on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thank you for watching.